All right. Um, we'll keep today's video a little informal, slightly relaxed, but with the content that is, kind of hard hitting. Okay. And I think it's going to be more about the challenges that people are facing who are based in Dubai, UAE. Okay. Actually, to be more specific, it's not only Dubai, I think it's a whole of UAE because I had three coaching sessions. Coaching, people take my services for job and strategy, personal branding, or just book my sessions for just having a call with me and discussing. Because you need to understand, as you get older, you start thinking about the future. You start getting really worried. Okay, let me just finish this. Okay, now when you're in your 20s, you think you're bloody invincible. When you're in your 30s and your career is going higher and higher, you feel you can conquer the world, nothing can go wrong. And I think this phase continues until even when you're nearing your 40s, you still think that I can do it, I can wing it, I can make money, there is still hope, I can really achieve success. And even though you'll be hit with failures, even though you'll be hit with challenges, you don't lose um, you don't lose self confidence, and you should not. However, something magical happens once you cross that threshold of 40. Once you cross 40, I don't know, it's like a magic button. It's like flipping a switch. All of a sudden, you do have confidence, you do have belief, self belief, because obviously you are working, you're earning, you're taking care of your family, you're paying the expenses. But then the fear, no, the fear that there is, it starts getting stronger and stronger. The fear, now what am I going to do if ABCD happens? And then if you are married, you have additional responsibilities. Even if your partner is working, you will still have responsibilities, you will still have challenges. And then if you have a child, you have really something to worry about. And I think the biggest question almost everyone or most people are asking in UAE or the Middle East, what's next? See, because here's the fact of the matter. Okay, you have a well-paying job. You have a well-paying job that pays all your bills. Great. It takes care of your needs. First is the needs. Obviously, you need to pay the water, electricity, the rent. You must pay the school fees of the child. You must, you need the groceries. You need to have basic amenities like washing clothes or transportation or petrol or take care of the car and all that. And those are the needs. And then, we are not just working just to pay this. It's like you don't go to office and just get paid to get up and go to office. Like it's like having this a robot or having a rechargeable battery or your smartphone. You use it, recharge. Use it, recharge. It doesn't make any sense. So that is why people like to earn a little bit more, where you can be happy about life, give life a little bit of meaning, pamper yourself a little bit. Maybe go for a movie, maybe eat out at a nice place, or go with the family to a mall, or watch a movie, um, or buy something nice that would make you feel good. It can be, or sometimes it can even be something you don't need, but you just want to feel happy about. Like you might have a smartphone, an Apple or whatever, but you're thinking of upgrading it. You don't need it, but it feels good. You don't need maybe a gaming device, but you're buying a new gaming device like I do. or you don't need a new laptop or an upgraded laptop, but you want to experience the new technology, or let's say a flat screen monitor, or even a holiday. You want to go for a holiday, you want to have a nice time. You always traveled economy, you want to travel business class. Or if you're single, you want to go and have an adventure somewhere, or take a girl, or go crazy. Just to let your imagination tell you, whatever makes you happy. If nothing else, maybe you'll get yourself a pet, a dog, a cat, or you know. So we tend to do these things that make us happy. Something special for the wife, something special for the spouse, or something special for the kid. And these are the things that you want. But then again, the responsibility. I have to save money for a rainy day. I have to save money in case I lose my job. I need to have like 6 months to 2 years fund. I need to invest in some assets like a land or house, or okay, so those things are there. But then here's the thing. Here's the reality. You see all these people who you look up to, your heroes. You look at these larger than life human beings, Charlie Munger, then Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Elon Musk. Maybe your favorite heroes from movies. You might see Robert Downey Jr. or Ryan Reynolds, Wolverine and Doctor Doom, Marvel Avengers, and you look at movie stars like Shah Rukh Khan, or you look at Priyanka Chopra, or you look at some MMA fighters or Indian cricketers, and you see, oh man, they have a good life, they have money, they have millions, crores of rupees, millions of dollars stacked, where they don't need to work for a single day in their life. Like Shah Rukh Khan, for example, is a superstar, doesn't need to work for a single day in his life. He has enough money where I think him and his next 5 generations need not work. They can live a simple life, like the Ambanis. If they don't live a simple life, but if they were to live a normal life, let's say upper middle class, serious upper middle class, I think maybe 20 generations he doesn't have to work, maybe 30. If he were to live, let's say your life, if you were to live your life, 30 generations, you, your children, your children's children, your children's children's children, you get what I'm saying. But obviously we run on this heuristic treadmill where obviously if you stayed in studio apartment, then you want 1 bedroom, then you want 2 bedroom, then you want 3 bedroom, then you want a villa. So we want the best life can offer. But when you see these guys, you feel like, wow, man, what a life they have. Like we saw the Ambani's wedding, no? Wow. You can't even imagine that. And then you see all this. You see the Kim Kardashians, you see the multi-millionaires, you see Prime Minister Narendra Modi, you see, the rich politicians, you see Arnab Goswami screams and shouts on Republic TV. And then you look at yourself, you're like, what the fuck happened here? Like, everyone's earning big money. Everyone has a house, everyone has a land, everyone has a bank balance. What about me? I also want a house, a plot of land, but you still want more. Like, for example, if, let's say, you don't have a house, you don't have land, you would say, I don't want land, I don't want at least a house of my own, at least a house. And then if you have a house, you'd say, at least 1 or 2 houses and a land. And then if you have a house and a land, you'd say, at least a business. So we always want what we can afford and more. And even if, no matter where you are on this ladder, you still want something more. Like I spoke to one of my clients who I just chatted. I knew he was rich. I didn't know how rich he was. And when we were talking, having this video call, I assumed he was a millionaire. Like he has $1 million in the bank. He's 60. I've known him for nearly 30 years. Okay. And once I started this coaching, he used to book sessions just to talk to me. He doesn't need any advice. He books a session to talk to me because he enjoys my company. Maybe his age, he kind of enjoys the company, and he knows I make some money by booking service. So he wants to maybe support me. Okay, I'm being honest with you. He doesn't need my advice. And I definitely realized this when we were talking, and right out of the blue, like he told me, Lloyd, let me tell you, okay? He's saying, I have this building, okay? Now, I was just thinking he has a building, like one story, two story. He told me, I have this building which I just purchased and I want to share the video with you. I said, yeah, fine. And he shared the video of that building, and I thought it was like a one story or two story. The guy has like, I don't know, like 20, 30 floors. Okay? It's a massive, a huge bloody building. And not only a building, he has like he has a complete land and cars. And I was like, whoa, you have that. And then he drops a bomb by telling me, like this, he has many. And he literally showed me in, the countries that he has. And my jaw just bloody dropped. I knew he is rich. I didn't know how rich he is. He has a lot of buildings, and they belong to him 100%. And I was like, wow, he can literally afford to buy, like he can go to the showroom right now and maybe purchase 20 Rolls Royce. Just click of a finger, he can just buy like that. But he doesn't show it. Like, he doesn't have any social media presence, nothing. I was just stunned. I was like, okay. Like, for me, I talked to this guy on a day-to-day, but I didn't know how rich he was. Because he has always kept it private. And he told me he has multiple bank accounts in multiple countries. Like, one of them, he has around like 100 million. And I was like, 100 million cash. 100 million. I was just quiet all the while. I was just quiet. And for his children, he has separate funds, and he has already, kept the lawyers ready in case something happens to him. And we finished the conversation. After we finished, we said bye. I just sat and I was like, fuck. Really? I was like, wow, because I'm going to be as old as him. He's nearly, 60 plus, going to be in his 70s. And I was like, what did I achieve, man? This guy has buildings, apartment, like a hotel, like, so many of them. He has land. He has 100 million in the bank. He doesn't need to work a single day. His children don't need to work. And I was like, what the hell is this, man? And then you begin to question, like, what about me, man? What about my life? And these are very tough questions, I'll tell you, because if you're staying in Dubai as an expat, you'll see rich guys, you'll see successful guys, and then you'll see you, and you'll wonder, like, here I am asking, what am I going to do? Where am I going to migrate? How will I pay the bills if they keep increasing? How will I save money? What will happen if I lose my job? People are worried about their rent. Like this client who I spoke to, he's worried about his rent because his rent is going to climb up by 35%. 35% more. And he's like, Loy, I'm really worried, man. I don't know what the hell to do, yeah. And then there was this other parent, I remember, we were just talking about children and school fees. And I said, for my child, just have to pay, hardly like $200, $300 for the whole year, school basic, because it's taken care by the government. He said, Loy, you will laugh if I tell you how much I have to pay for my kid. Like, his daughter is as old as mine. And my daughter, I'm paying $200 for the the school books and this and that. Just $200. The basic supplies. He has to pay this guy per month $2,000 and above. And I said, $2,000, is it like for the whole thing? Everything, taking care of your child's food, this? No, Loy. $2,000 is only for the school tuitions, is like a nursery. I was like, are you shitting me? Like, are you serious? $2,000 per month only for the school fees? He said, yeah. I said, Loy, if I have to give my daughter a good education, it's going to cost me. I can go for something cheaper, much more cheaper, but it's going to be trash. It's going to be absolutely useless. I was like, whew. And on top of that, apart from school, then he wants to put his child for co-curricular activities. He wants to sharpen her skills, learn some other skill, like, it can be whether music lessons, or whether it can be learning a new language, or whether it can be ballet or karate, or, children, whatever skills, or social skills, or public speaking. And he said, Loy, if it'll cost me maybe another $1,000 for any other activity I want to put, or even swimming. And I was like, man, how do you manage? I seriously asked him, how do you manage? He's saying, Loy, I don't know. Now he also has to worry about rent. He also has to worry about school fees. And then he was also concerned, okay, Loy, I also have to be worried about, if I lose my job, what is next? Like, where do I go? I have been in Dubai my whole life. If I go to India, I don't know anybody. Only my parents, but they are getting old, they are going to die. And if they die, I have only other relatives who I used to say, hi, how are you, bye? And the only conversations we have is they just want to borrow money, or they say, please help me, we want some money. And he's like, lucky I'm not living hand to mouth, but I do have a concern. Once I retire, what will I do? Once I'm 50 or 60 and I lose my job and I don't get the same job, where will I go? What will I do? I have to keep those things in mind. So, when you talk to these people and you have these conversations, you really begin to ask so many questions. I mean, one thing about my channel is it's not all that glamorous. It's not all that fun and like a Mr. Beast, or exciting, or showing you private jets or babes or girls or party, or saying I'm not that kind of a person. I'm not saying I'm better than them. I'm just not like that. I'm just one ordinary normal guy who is just speaking on the basic fears and basic insecurities and questions that you have in life. And there are a few people who can relate. The problem is the younger generation who is there, they make fun of me, they mock me, they say, hey, bloody loser, hey, look at this. And yeah, obviously the tattoos and my life, and oh, you have had many girlfriends, oh, you don't have so many subscribers, oh, you don't have enough, you're dying for views. But the ones who are older, the younger generation, you can't blame them because they don't have the experience. But the older generation, why they relate to me is because I share the same thoughts, the same fears, the same questions, and they know that I keep it real. Whether I talk about racism, whether I talk about favoritism or sexism, or whether I talk about, the fact that we all want to achieve millions and billions and become successful and retire rich. But most of us, the majority, are just going to just be normal, No matter how many books you read, no matter how much positive affirmations, no matter how much you pray to God, or no matter how good you are, you'll just end up being a normal average guy. And that is the fear some of us have, and the fear that what if things become worse, especially with the rising cost and rising inflation, and the fact that we are getting older, man. It's a crazy situation here. I'll tell you, I'm just lucky. I left UAE. I left UAE before the age of 40. You could just say that because of being impulsive, because of I was impulsive, I was restless, I was scared, I was afraid, so I took the jump, and I've been very honest with you. I really, really, I made a mistake in taking Thailand. Not mistake in a bad way. It's not Thailand's fault. I assumed. It's my mistake. I assumed certain things. Like, I'll tell you, I assumed that visa on arrival for Indians, which is not the case. I assumed, and I was fed this wrong information that you'll get visa on arrival, you can get a retirement visa, or if you get married to a Thai lady, life will be very easy. Oh, you can get the citizenship if you marry. I was fed all the wrong information. You can make easy money and this and that, and along with the stupidity of being overly confident in my skills, I thought I'll make a Facebook group. I will make a community. I will. People will travel from around the world to meet me or take my advice. I know you might think like, are you stupid? I totally, I'll totally agree with you if even if you said more bad words than that or bigger insults, because I was overly confident about all these things. But lo and behold, once I realized it's like I realized it was a mistake when I already left UAE, when I already shipped my stuff, when I already broke off from the marriage. And then it was way too late. I was like, bloody hell, I was guided the wrong way. I was given the wrong information. You don't get visa on arrival for Indians more than 2 weeks. You don't get a permanent visa. You don't get a residency. You don't get a retirement for Indians, especially an Indian passport holder. And life is not easy and business cannot succeed. And one by one, the reality started dawn. And I was like, now what do I do, man? Here I am nearing crossed my 40s, and with my appearance, with this tattooed look and Indian passport and no degree, and even if I had a degree, who the bloody hell will give me a job? That also in a country where people come for tourism, and the Thai people, they don't give a damn about tourists. They don't want to buy anything from tourists, and the tourists who come here don't want to buy educational stuff. They want to retire and have fun and sex and parties. And I was in no man's land. I was like, now what the fuck do I do, man? What do I do? Where do I go? How do I survive? And I'll tell you, when your back is against the wall, either you live or die. Like they say, sink or swim, na? And I've told you this. I'm just lucky. I'm just absolutely lucky. I've had certain skills which were very unique, which helped me sustain and survive. And some of them are really essential, like speaking, talking, being able to sell, market yourself, looking different, being different, thinking different, having critical thinking, and all the experience and mistakes of my life. I was able to utilize that as a kind of a story to connect with people, because I had the ability to communicate, to sell, to make people feel, oh, I can relate to this guy. And because of my experience of learning how to sell and market yourself, from resume rebrand to personal branding to helping people how to earn more money, and as to give seminars and workshops and all that, I was able to use that credibility, the years and years of experience of helping people succeed. I was able to tell people, give it a try. You have nothing to lose. And I just got just lucky. Just lucky. Majority of the people will never tell you that I got lucky. They'll never tell you I got lucky. Like, I'll tell you, for you right now who's watching this video, whatever job you have, this is a fact, huh? Yes, it's your hard work. Yes, it's your communication skills. Yes, it's your personality. Yes, it's your degree, your work experience, whatever. But you never consider that all of this would be useless if you didn't have luck. of being the right person at the right time, at the right place, at the right vacancy, at the right requirement. Because if you think it's only minus luck, everything else, it's your own ability and all that. If you were to lose your job, no, and if you're in the unemployment line, then you'll come to know facts. Then you'll come to know how real it is. That is why when I work with my clients, when I coach them, mentor them, I tell them, everything I can guarantee you, that you will improve, you will become better, your personal brand will improve, you will get more salary, more income. But we need luck. We need luck. And in order to get lucky, we have to prepare ourselves and then hope Lady Luck turns up somewhere. And to date, I can cross my heart and say almost 90% of my clients, we have achieved success. 90%. It's just the hope that, okay, I've helped so many people. Yes, I've made money. I hope Lady Luck stays with me also. Because until now, Lady Luck has been there with me. Just as Lady Luck is there with you, just as you listening to this video. But then the fear is there, no? What happens when luck runs out? And I'll tell you, that is a question we all have to ask. And that is something we all are worried about. What if I lose my job? What if I'm asked to leave the country? What if I lose my savings? What if I make a mistake at later on? What if I get sick? What if the marriage doesn't work out? What if the business fails? There's so many what ifs here. And as you get older, these questions haunt you. There have been quite a number of these men and women who I've coached and mentored. And some of them are supremely confident. They are so confident. Like I know this female, she has just entered her 40s and she believes that she is going to become the CEO and director and she's going to achieve the sun, moon and stars. Very confident young woman. Not young woman, she's in her 40s, she's single. And she wants to be a CEO. And can she be a CEO? Yeah, she can. Will she become a CEO is a big question. Me personally, I've never told her this. Never, to this date. Okay? I don't think she'll become a CEO. I don't think so. I don't think she'll succeed in a business. This is just me. I'm not going to tell you who the name is. I'm not going to tell you anything special. So you can never know who I'm talking about. Even if the client, she sees this, she will not be sure whether it's her or not. But I know that she is not going to succeed in business. I know that she's not going to succeed as a CEO. I know that she's not going to succeed in quite a number of other areas of her life. She is a divorcee. She got married. It didn't work out. And she's also looking for a relationship. I will not give you more specific whether she has kid or doesn't have or all this stuff. Now, I know this, but I've never told her all this. Never to this date. Even if she explicitly asks me and pays me money and says, Lloyd, give it to me on my face, I have never told her this. Now, you'll be like, Lloyd, you're insincere then. Why aren't you telling her that? Because sometimes you need to use common sense. You must use common sense to know what you should tell someone and how you should tell someone. And in her case, it would not only end our relationship together, it would also, I know that it would cause more harm than good. Maybe it'll destroy her confidence because she totally trusts my point of view. She totally believes everything I say. Okay? And she has been through a lot. So, here's the thing. If tomorrow she were to lose her job, which I predict can happen in another few more years, if she does lose her job, I know number one, she's never going to get that job position. I know for a fact she'll not get that job position. She'll not get that salary. No fucking way. Being a woman, once you cross a certain threshold, it's very, very hard in a male-dominated space. That is number one. Number two is, She's never going to be a CEO. Never. Because I know her loopholes. I know her drawbacks. But obviously, like I said, there's some things you just can't say it. I have to be diplomatic when I say it. Number 3 is she believes she's going to get married or get a life partner. She believes that if you, all that bullshit, you manifest and you put it out there, you'll get. And given a track record, I know it's impossible. And you'll say, Loy, how do you know? You got your girlfriend, you got your wife. Because the problem is her standards are way too high. She wants, like I sometimes say, the character of Christ, the wallet of Bill Gates, the success of Elon Musk. Her standards are way too fucking high. She wants even a chiseled 6-pack, perfect athletic god. So that's not going to happen. And she talks out of her ass. She talks out of her ass most of the time. She's a good person, but... So now just imagine, I know all these realities about her, but common sense tells me I cannot tell her and I will never tell her. And even if, let's say, out of the remote chances that she were to watch this video and ask me, I would still deny it. Because, I have not just one client like her with the same profile. I have quite a number of them, a huge number. And that is why I don't give very specific information. But now, why am I giving you this example? She is drinking her own Kool-Aid. She is drinking her own, what she wants to believe, that she can achieve the sun, moon and stars. And she's getting a salary where she's living a lifestyle where she has hopes and dreams. Now just imagine if this person were to lose her job. Finished, right? Thankfully for her, she has savings, so she doesn't have to worry she's not going to be on the road. But she's never going to get a job like that. She's never going to get a position like that. She's never going to have a relation. Now, I know. Immediately you'll say, Loy, how do you know? You're not God. Agreed. I totally agree with you. Agreed, I'm not God. Agreed that, there's always a possibility I can be wrong. We always predict things right or wrong, 50%, right? But just as you cannot become the next Usain Bolt or Sachin Tendulkar, which is a fact, you can't be a Michael Jordan. You can't, right? You who's watching my video, can you become the next Olympian like Usain Bolt? Can you become greater than? That's a fact. It's not a mere assumption. You cannot become Robert Downey Jr. for Hollywood. You can't, right? You cannot become the Shah Rukh Khan of India. That's a fact. So just as there are some things which, you can say Colonel Sanders became, but boss, you're not Colonel Sanders, You cannot become as rich as Elon Musk. You cannot become as successful as Jeff Bezos. So there are some things which you and I know are a fact. Okay? It's just a given. So in the same way, I know her on those areas. And you don't have to go very far. Just look at the past. Look at the track record. And if everything is like this, and then there's suddenly a spike, that spike is not normal. So for her life was like this, and suddenly there was a spike and she went up and now it's like this. That is not normal. So what am I trying to tell you through this video? What am I trying to imply after all this information that I gave you? We are all getting old, man. We are all getting old. Okay? If you're in your 20s, you'll move towards your 30s. If you're in your 30s, you'll move towards your 40s. If you're in your 40s, you'll move towards your 50s. But the guys who are crossing their 40s, we are a very special breed of individuals, 40s and above. Because realistically, we have 20 years in the corporate world. Okay? The guys who cross their 40s. And after a certain stage, you become very undesirable for the corporate world. Unless you are at the C level. That is the chief executive officer, chief operating officer. Unless you are at that level, you are totally not desirable. I have worked with decision makers. I've personally consulted decision makers, businessmen, and whether you believe it or not, it's up to you. But when given a choice between choosing someone from their 30s versus someone who has crossed their 40s, they will always prefer someone in their 30s. Because not only are they moldable, not only are they easily tameable, controllable, whatever. Someone above the age of 40s, you know that, there's always that stigma, there's always that that feeling that you get, oh, above 40s, you can't, old dog, you can't teach new tricks. On this old head, you cannot put new ideas, which is unfortunate because even I am there. It's kind of being a hypocrite. But the fact remains, you cannot reinvent someone who has crossed their 40s. They have a set personality, set belief system, set behavior pattern. So once you cross your 40s, you're at the mercy of the external factors, and your responsibilities, you can't run away from them. Your expenses, you have to maintain them. You have responsibilities of taking care of a spouse, children, your parents, and your future, and that retirement that is coming. So all those things you have to worry about. And the big questions like, what if I lose my job? What if I'm thrown out of this country? What if I can't maintain my expense? What if, you know, what if I have to start from scratch? What do I do, man? So there's nobody you can share these problems with. And, your children are going to keep taking your money because they have to complete their schooling and their college, and they have a new exciting life ahead, and they don't want the burden of, oh, these are these dead weights, I have to take care of them. So you're left under their mercy. You don't want to go like this. Unless you have your own house and your own successful business, or you're some, like, not an Ambani or not a multi-billionaire, unless you have your own this thing, then you don't need to worry. And there also nowadays, many parents are, like, especially Westerners, who have a house, who have their children, after giving them good education, they still end up failures, and then they come back to the parents to stay with them. So that's another headache. And then as you grow older, your health, diabetes, blood pressure, your joints, your body is not young anymore, man. Yeah, your spirit is young, your thought process can be young. But with ever changing technology, what do you do, man? So all these people who are there in Dubai, UAE, they have these fears. And I know you'll say, yeah, people in India also have, people in Canada also have. But the problem is, you don't get citizenship in the Middle East. You don't get citizenship in Dubai. You are a visa holder. You are someone who has spent money to get yourself a visa. You're paying for whatever you're getting. It doesn't come for free. It's not like Canada where you pay taxes and you have rights. It's not like the UK and all that. And taxes are also eating into your money. The rich know how to play around with this. And just imagine the plight of people in India. They pay taxes for what? I don't know for what. Seriously, maybe I'm dumb. I don't know, but I don't know why people pay taxes in India. The roads are crap. Our hospitals are crap. Education is substandard. There are no basic, like, old age homes or any free facilities. Why are you paying taxes? I have no idea. You can educate me on this. Fill me in this. So yeah, tough life. Anyway, this was a kind of long-winded rant about the fears of people who are in their 40s. I don't know if you can relate to it, but I'll tell you one thing. The fear is real. The fear is very real. And these are questions for which we are just dying to get answers to. And we wish we can get some answers. The problem is, there are none. We are just hoping for a silver lining, some lottery ticket or $1,000,000 or jackpot or something that will solve, a good job where we can earn like unbelievable amounts of money, keep it in savings, not show off, not tell anyone, just retire just walk into the sunset and be happily ever after. Like the founder of MySpace, he got his multi-millions, 300 million or 500 million, whatever. and he vanished from the face of the earth. He is staying in some country, just fishing and living a small life, happy life, not known. 100 million or 300 million, he can live forever. Like Macaulay Culkin, the Home Alone star. I think he has what, 30 million or whatever, 13 million or whatever his parents kept. He lives a normal life. That is enough for him. Just the interest. So that's what many sensible oldies like me are hoping for. When you're in your 20s, you want to be multi-millionaire, billionaire, successful. But as you get older, you're just like, I just want to be happy. Anyway, enough of a rant. I don't know if you watched this video. If you did watch right up to the end, comment down below and tell me that you watched the whole video, because if you did, it's always interesting to know which one among you watched this video. I sometimes get surprised when I get these 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds who say, "So I watched your full video and I can relate to it." Like, imagine 20-year-olds. But yeah, just put your thoughts below, man. It's nice to read some of them. We are all getting old. That's all I can tell you. All right. You guys take care. Ciao. See you.